Hey you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's a girl Mpumi, it's a girl Lelo. Thank you so much. Welcome back if you are returning. So I am continuing on the topic of love and relationships. And as I was saying on my previous video, I was talking about I have experienced, like I have been inspired by a lot of people who are around me. And as I was growing up, I used to be this one girl who is like, as I was growing up, I used to be like, I had this matured sense in me. So I used to really analyze people around me who had like went through a lot of things in their life and when it comes to relationships. So I don't want to lie, guys, like what I've witnessed so far, it has not been one of the greatest experiences for those people who have been in love relationships. And I want to inspire somebody out there and tell them that if you've ever been through a divorce, a heartbreak, being cheated on multiple times, your self-esteem being low, asking yourself, if is it me that has the problem, is it me that is the problem in this relationship, I am inspiring you right now today that you need to change your perspective. You need to change your mentality. Do not enter into a relationship giving your all to a point that you are left with nothing yourself. You cannot give so much to another person when you do not have yourself enough to give to yourself. Okay, so I've said that in my previous video. So what I'm continuing on saying and preaching is that actually I'm not preaching, I'm just talking to someone out there, to some people out there who have went through shitty divorce, shitty marriages, shitty relationships, and at the end of the day, those people, they end up feeling destroyed, depleted. They end up like losing hope in love in general and all those things. Love is out there. You know, the greatest power and the greatest tool in this world, it's your mentality. The minute you change your way of thinking is the minute that things are going to change for you, is the minute when things are going to start changing for you. So you need to stop being a self-imprisoned person mentally. You need to stop judging yourself first of everything and understand that no one is perfect. Nobody is perfect. Stop judging yourself. Stop comparing yourself to someone else. You can never be them. And somebody else who you are worried about being critical of you or whatever the case might be, just know that those people are reflecting their own insecurities on you. If anyone is going to sit there and judge you for what you've went through or what you did for relationships and love, they are not for you, those people. Just like when you start a YouTube channel and you find that there's people who don't support your content, or there's people who are so critical of you for doing what you're doing, they are not doing anything where they are. They're not even trying to start anything. They are so self-imprisoned with fear and with so much insecurity. Okay, so I just want to say that what I've witnessed through these relationships is that a lot of people, they end up like wanting to fill another person's cup and they run empty themselves. So I just want to say that when you are in a relationship or you find yourself being in a love relationship, you need to be cautious. You need to be cautious. How do you become cautious? By understanding that you need to give yourself the same love that you're giving to another person. Okay, how do you give yourself that love? In so many ways. You have to first start loving yourself. How do you love yourself? Change your mentality. Don't think that when you are in a relationship with a person, that's your end all be all, because anything can switch up, anything can change. And what are you going to do about that? How are you going to pick? You need to get in relationships with this question, asking yourself in your mind, if it would ever not work out with this person, how is my life going to be like? Stop putting your passions, your whatever it is, your dreams, your aspirations, whatever it is that you aspire to do, you're holding it back for someone else. You're so consumed with the thought of being accepted by your significant other. Oh no, I don't want to start doing YouTube. What is my in-laws gonna say? I don't want to start doing Instagram, posting on Instagram, because my husband does not approve of that. There is certain boundaries that your guys can agree on when you sit down and discuss. You don't have to be in prison when you are in a relationship. Start loving yourself by continuously being yourself. Once you start entering a relationship and now you feel like you're supposed to bow down to someone else's expectations and shrink yourself to accommodate another person for them to be the one that shines in that relationship, everything is on the silver platter for those people. Every time you're the one sacrificing, every time you're the one who is, bending over knees, like, for another person. No, you don't do that. You do not do that. If there's mutual respect and love, I feel like that is the end goal. Okay, so you do not enter into these relationships thinking that whatever it is that you do, it's going to keep another person from doing or making their own choice. Okay, so what I've seen is that a lot of people around me who are in relationships, they got in relationships by over giving, and they ended up not receiving an equal give and take. They overgave and had expectations that whatever it is that they're giving, it's going to be returned or reciprocated, and at the end of the day, that was not their idea behind everything. So I've seen people being cheated on, and that can really, put a number on you, especially with your self-esteem. You can start questioning yourself. You can start asking yourself questions. Should I get a bigger body? Should I get a small body? Should I get a booty? Should I change my hairstyle? Should I change my, because you are entering, or you've entered that relationship with the thought of you being a servant for another person, for them to accept you. And the next thing, when you have changed and altered yourself, they leave you for somebody who they said they don't want. You have went above and beyond to go and get a bigger butt for someone else, not for yourself. I mean, it's another story when you go do, altering your body and all those things for yourself. That is another, it's another story, because you can do that for yourself, of course. But once you start doing things for another person, for them to accept you, then you are putting yourself in a high risk of being disappointed and heartbroken. Because today a person can love a slender or slim person. Here in South Africa we say slender, but then slim person. A person can love a slim person. A person tomorrow, they leave you for somebody who's big, who's got a bigger body, who's got, and you ask yourself, should I now start altering myself? No, it's because that person did those things because they wanted to. Oh, is it because maybe I can't dance? Let me start taking dancing classes. Maybe they will accept me. No. No to the hell no. You don't do things because you want to keep someone else. Do things because you want to feel good. Do something because you want to, you want to be admired, but not in a possessive way, to a point that you feel like that person is going to belong to you, and they're not gonna make any changes. They're not gonna change their choices. They're not gonna let you down. Okay, so in whatever it is that you do, just like I mentioned in the previous video, you have to learn to love yourself in everything. Okay, and understand that a person, when you love a person, love them from a point of having to also set them free if it is time to set them free. And always enter into that relationship asking yourself, if this relationship does not work out, how will my life proceed forward? Am I holding myself am I holding my passions, my dreams? Will I be able to start from scratch when this relationship is ending, or if it would ever end? I don't feel like you have to ask yourself such questions of I feel like you have to have the mentality of having to think that what will happen if this relationship does not prolong to a certain time frame. because anything is possible. You entering that relationship with your eyes closed and thinking that everything will go according to your plan, and then things don't go out according to your plan. It's not about being negative. No, it's not about being negative. It's about weighing your options, and seeing yourself in different situations, and how you would react if it was a different scenario. So I'm gonna leave it right here, and I will see you on the next one, on the next topic on love and relationships, and I'll see what I get to talk about. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in. I hope I made sense to someone out there, that at the end of the day, you have to continuously choose to learn to love yourself, and don't enter into relationships not knowing, or asking yourself the question of, if this might not work out, how will my life look like afterwards? And if this person ever really does leave me behind, am I going to be able to set them free and continue with my life? Because you cannot force love when another person has decided to take a different route. And I'm not saying that when you have to love yourself, you have to be selfish, you have to not think of the other person. But all I'm saying is that you have to get in those relationships with a realistic mindset in regards to this situation of being in that relationship. So you have to be like realistic about things. Okay, so I think I said everything mouthfully, and I feel like, yeah, that's my take on this topic in regards to love and relationships. A lot of people, they don't love themselves. You know, when you don't love yourself enough, you overgive, you want to be accepted, you are over trying, you are consistently wanting to control the other person, you become so possessive, so toxic, you know. So you have to be careful of not finding yourself in such a situation where you compromise yourself way more, because the more you love on yourself is the more you're going to receive the same love that you're giving to yourself. I am not saying you should be selfish, you should be arrogant, you should not think of another person, but all I'm saying is that the very same love you're giving to another person, give it to yourself. And sometimes love a person enough to also let them pursue what they want to pursue, okay, and make their own choices. And remember that God also gave us free will. God gave us free will to make our wrongs, and to right our wrongs, and to make mistakes and all of that. So who are you to want to hold somebody hostage and in bondage, because you feel like you overgave, and you feel like you've spent too many years and that's the only reason that's holding the relationship, or you gave this person 5 kids and all that, now you drained, you can't. The reason why you drained is because you never learned to love yourself, you never learned to appreciate yourself, pursue yourself in the process of being with another person. Being in a relationship does not mean that you have to withhold who you are. You are two individuals that is sharing a life together. So if you want to avoid being overburned in a relationship, you have to sit down, reevaluate if there is red flags where you feel like you are being drained and the other person is not meeting you halfway, or you have to also question your presence in that relationship. Is it even worth it for you to be in that kind of situation? Remember that you deserve all the love in the world, and yeah, love is out there. Never give up on it. I will see you in another one. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the thumbs up like button. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you to everyone who's supporting me. I love you so much. Bye.